Hi, this is Seung from DataB. I am pleased to introduce PecanPie API in this hackathon. PecanPie API allows developers to use PecanPie's features and build their own applications. PecanPie API allows developers to check English sentences for grammar, spelling, word usage, and other writing-related issues. All the reports created by PecanPie are available via PecanPie API. Developers can combine all or parts of them as they wish to create their own application. Hope we can see some awesome applications using PecanPie API in this hackathon. Thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Taehyun Kim, co-founder at Melaka Studio. Our business areas can be explained in two parts. First, the animated content solution. APPETIZER support making amazing videos and presentations. Second, premium motion character API. We provide API so all developers can use our premium motion character files on your web, app, and watch. We also support requested motion files during the hackathon period. If you use and integrate with our API during the hackathon period, we will support 20 premium motions. You will get access after you finish the hackathon. Join us.
Hello, I'm Young-seo, co-founder and CTO of HANALOOP. Nowadays, we live in a world where the effects of climate change are impacting the lives of millions. To help mitigate the climate crisis, HANALOOP provides EcoLoop, a greenhouse gas management platform and API. EcoLoop consists of 4 modules: carbon accounting for emission calculations, strategy for analytics and planning, collaboration for team productivity, and value chain for insights in the supply management. With EcoLoop API, we can leverage digital technology to effectively reduce our carbon emissions.
Hi, I am Min-jung Kim, CEO of LandCode. As an enterprise conversational AI platform, our solution, LandCode CXP, provides API to create your own AI bot that can provide customized question answering based on the documents you've uploaded. Because conversation is very intuitive for all of us, we believe that conversation can democratize AI to improve customer and employee experiences. LandCode is open and welcome to your ideas, and we believe that we can make powerful and intelligent conversational AI in this API hackathon.
Welcome to APPETIZER Hackathon. Let your imagination run wild. With Tend to Play, you will be able to test your idea on your user, see if it works, and apply it to your product. With this best cycle approach, your idea will succeed. Tend to Play provides APIs which collect your users' behavior data, analyze them, and send personalized offers.
Hello, it's nice to meet you all. We are Hash Scrapper. We collect and analyze various web data and provide data solutions. In this hackathon, we will provide real-time Twitter scrapping API. You can collect posters of Twitter in JSON. We will provide mentoring on how to use the API. And last year, the participant who used our API managed a great services and won third prize. We expect to meet amazing result again this year. Good luck, everyone.
Step A is a recurring billing and subscription management solution. Our business areas can be explained in 3 parts. First, subscription payments. We help businesses automate subscription and recurring billing processes. Second, payment integration service. We provide APIs so you can easily accept online payments on your websites. Lastly, e-commerce solutions. Merchants can start selling in minutes on their website, blog, or social media with a single code. Focus on your business and let Pay handle everything for you.
Hello, I'm the CDO of Lamy Solution. Our company is working on national businesses and solution businesses related to big data based on scraping technology. Faster API is an API that helps to easily obtain categories, summaries, and product information in more than 16 global markets. For a smooth running of the hackathon, the global market provided by the hackathon is limited to AliExpress. I wish good luck to all hackathon participants. Thank you.
We are living in a digital era of working at home and being untacted. I'm pretty sure that many of you who nodded to my comment had these thoughts in your mind while you're working remotely. Is it really okay to approve this report? Can I trust this bank account number on this invoice? Or is this contract actually legal? Usign started with these questions and found the answer. I proudly suggest you to use Usign to clear all the doubts on your minds. Because that's the reason why Usign is designed to. Hi, my name is Jay, the team leader of business promotion team of KCS. KCS is the leading company of SSL field in cybersecurity market in Korea. Usign is the precious result of our 14 years of history dedication on safe IT environment. Usign is international, legal, compliant, patented, awarded, and moreover, safe and reliable e-signature solution. You can use Usign API for your own project. Hope I can witness jaw-dropping applications using Usign in Hackathon 2022.
Here is brief introduction to phone pass door lock. This door lock API allows you to remotely open and close an entrance or send their key to a customer and a guest to enter an exit, an authorized place known face-to-face. The manager can control the door lock at a remote location when necessary without any restrictions in place and time, and customers use the facility known face-to-face without waiting in line or waiting with a text key received in advance. We hope to work together to pioneer a new market. Please love our phone pass door lock and use our API a lot. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, all our participants online and offline here. Welcome to the Appetizer Hackathon 2022 Orientation and Web Seminar. My name is Rala as your MC of this meaningful day today. It is greatly pleasure and happy to see you all here. And also, as you all know, this is the very first day of our long 6 weeks journey, so I'm very excited. And also, we'd like to express my deepest appreciation for your participating in this orientation and web seminar, home and abroad out of your busy schedule. The Appetizer Hackathon 2022, hosted by the Ministry of SMEs and Korea Foundation for Cooperation of Large and Small Businesses and Rural Affairs, and organized by Naver Cloud and Korea Software Industry Association, selected the main theme, New Normal in the Post-COVID-19 Era, the beginning of innovation using cloud to make the world better by adding your creative ideas in the line with the rapid changing business trend due to the COVID-19. By marking the second hackathon this year, the APPETIZER Hackathon 2022 expanded the target participants like you compared with the previous event. So participating teams here should develop your prototype service to be commercialized in the real industry by utilizing 10 APIs beyond the innovative ideas. Many participants have applied for this hackathon through approximately 3 weeks from 15th September to 7th October. Finally, 30 teams in total passed the document evaluation through fierce competition and will be with the APPETIZER Hackathon 2022 for about 6 weeks afterward. So I know that we are all together online and offline here. So I'm going to say hello to online participants. Hi there. Hello, welcome. How do you feel? Okay, then please look at the camera lens closely and make a big smile. How do you feel? Excitement or a little bit nervous? Okay. Why don't we wave our hands to welcome everyone? Please wave your hands all together. Right, yes, wonderful. I can see your bright picture. Yeah. We've got so many countries from Singapore, Indonesia, Cambodia, Malaysia, and Philippines, and also Korea. Okay, thank you for coming here online. Thank you. Yes, that was wonderful. I'm very glad to see you all online. And then let's begin the APPETIZER Hackathon Orientation and Web Seminar. First of all, Mr. Dong-cheol Kim, Vice Chairman of Korea Software Industry Association, will deliver his opening speech. Due to unavoidable circumstance, he was not able to join us in person today, but instead, we will meet him in this video. So please welcome him with a big round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dong-cheol Kim, Vice Chairman of Korea Software Industry Association, KOSA. I would like to sincerely welcome every one of you to this APPETIZER Hackathon 2022. These days, many leading global software companies are providing many services with lower resource requirements via SaaS APIs. Due to this technology trend, the significance of SaaS APIs is expanding fast. In order to introduce excellent SaaS API service to the global market, KOSA launched an API marketplace, APPETIZER, last year. There are about 150 various and competitive APIs on APPETIZER. Today, we are hosting the second APPETIZER Hackathon for expanding the opportunities to use these APIs. By using 10 competitive APIs, we'll be able to develop prototype service which can be commercialized for real industries. These 10 API companies will provide online mentoring for you to develop unique and creative service as well. I'm sure their professional and technical support and feedback will be helpful to you in developing excellent prototype service. I hope this hackathon will be a stepping stone for your career in the future, and I look forward to your active participation in this hackathon. Good luck. Thank you.
Please give him another round of applause. Thank you so much, Mr. Dong-cheol Kim, for your warm greeting messages and sincere support for this program. And next to Mr. Hong-jin Kim, Executive Director of Cloud Tech Service and Naver Cloud, will deliver his congratulatory speech. Let's meet Mr. Kim in another video clip. Please welcome him.
Hello everyone, welcome to the APPETIZER Hackathon 2022. I'm Hong-jin Kim, Executive Director of Cloud Tech Services and Naver Cloud. I am so glad to meet the 30 competitors from around the world who have made it to the hackathon with excellent ideas through strong competition. I would like to extend my gratitude once again to Mr. Young-han Kim, Secretary General of the Korean Foundation for Cooperation of Large and Small Business Rural Affairs, and Mr. Junhee Jo, Chairman of the Korea Software Industry Association, for their continued support for the hackathon following last year. Enable Cloud, through collaboration and support from Korean Foundation for Cooperation of Large and Small Business Rural Affairs and Korea Software Industry Association, we are paving pathway for Korean small to medium software enterprises with their expansion into global market. In line with the uplifting of the global SaaS API market, we successfully established a global API marketplace last year. And to continue our support for fostering SaaS API companies, we are honored to support the Global Online Hackathon again this year. Also, I think the hackathon is a great opportunity to experience the cutting-edge innovation from 10 of our participating global API companies. I am happy to announce that every team who successfully competes in the hackathon from the beginning to the end will be awarded Naval Cloud credit, and the winning team with the most creative idea will also be rewarded with $2,500 worth of Naval Cloud credit. I hope to see many inventive and innovative service ideas using various APIs in the APPETIZER Hackathon 2022. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hongjin Kim, for your warm messages. It was very motivational greeting messages. Thank you. And from now on, we will begin with our first lecture we will prepare today. First, Dr. Matthias Biel, who is an advisor and API strategist at API University, prepared our first lecture under the theme of Now is the best time to be an innovator thanks to APIs. So please give him a big round of applause.
Hi, my name is Matthias. I work as author, advisor, and API strategist for more than 10 years in the API space. I've done hands-on work on API projects, programs, initiatives, and I know the technical side, but I also know the business side of APIs. From my experience of working with big and small companies around the globe on API initiatives, I've written a couple of books on APIs, and I've also created a website that I invite you to look at. It's called api-university.com. Yeah, and today I'm going to talk about the best time to be an innovator, and it has something to do with APIs. But I guess that all of you who are in this seminar are innovators at heart. You want to do something new. You want to create something that people really want to use. And there you are in a very distinct group amongst other innovators. And when we look at history and the history of innovation, especially, then I believe that now is the best time to be an innovator. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So some of the things that innovators created throughout history was, for example, a long time ago, about 100 years ago, the first mass-produced vehicle, the first mass-produced car. But that was not the first thing. We can look back in history all the way until the Industrial Revolution, when there were steam engines, railways, cars were new at some point, then air travel was new, then software came and computers, and now we're at the brink of a new area of innovation, a new wave of innovation, which is based on software, but which brings in AI, IoT, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and clean technology. So the people who are looking into innovation, they classify innovation into those 6 waves. You can look at it in detail here. And each wave basically builds on the results of the previous wave. So right now, when we are kind of in the software innovation wave, and we already see ahead that there is going to be a new wave, the 6th wave of innovation, then we're for sure that this 6th wave is going to build on the results of software. And today, in the software-driven world, we're also seeing a lot of innovation. So I think the best time to be an innovator is right now. And the reason for this is here. Why is it the best time, in my opinion? It is because now we have an innovation infrastructure, and APIs play a very important role in this infrastructure. Now, look, in history, as I've shown you before, there were very important innovations, but there has never been an infrastructure like a large-scale infrastructure that allowed people to really innovate and be creative in such a way as it is today. It is mostly individuals who were innovators. You know, you can pinpoint them. But now with this innovation infrastructure, innovation is open to a lot of people. And that's what's fascinating. So the creativity of a lot of people can now be unleashed with this innovation infrastructure that I see in the software world, and it's based on APIs. So what do I mean with innovation infrastructure? I look at the industry, and you can classify the industry in 11 different categories, right? Different industries, sectors. There you have oil and gas, you have industry or industrial healthcare, you have consumer services, telecommunications, utilities, financial services, technology, materials, real estate. These different sectors are all building an innovation infrastructure. They're building APIs, right? So for example, the financial services industry builds APIs. Each bank, each industry is in the process of building APIs. But it's not only in this one sector, it's actually happening across the industry in all the sectors. And these APIs, they can be leveraged by innovators like you. APIs make it very easy to build applications, just like small kids can put together Lego building blocks, right? In just such a way, now we are able to leverage the building blocks, the APIs that are created by industry, and we can put them together, create new creative things. So that's why I say APIs give you superpowers, because you can directly integrate functionality and data from the best in the world, from the best companies in the world, from the best people who know a specific industry, and it's all at your fingertips, made available by APIs. If you know how to use an API, you know how to use all APIs, basically. You know how to leverage the API infrastructure, and you can be endlessly creative in that world. And that's what fascinates me about it. And that's why I say you have superpowers if you know how to leverage APIs. Now, some people say, oh, this is too much, right? Superpowers, that's not really it. They say, well, APIs, technically, they're just distributed systems. And they're completely right. You can have this perspective, the technical perspective of saying APIs are distributed systems. There's a computer A and a computer B, and the API allows computer A to talk to computer B and exchange some data. That's the technological basis. But on top of that, APIs have a couple of very interesting properties. Let's look at those. So the first property is that the API is simple. A simple API means it has a very well-defined scope of functionality, a well-defined scope of data that people who are not very familiar with this topic, right, not from the same industry, who don't know this, who are not specialists, they can understand it and they can use it. That's one of the superpowers of APIs, one of the properties that make APIs very special. They're also composable. Remember this picture with the building block? That's APIs. APIs are digital building blocks, right? So, for example, like this one here is a Lego building block. And if you look at it, it is, well, it's interesting because it has this interface. It has a certain structure where it can interface, where it can connect to other building blocks. So, for example, I can take the red and the yellow one, and I can click them together, and they're composable. I can compose new things out of several of those building blocks, and a new structure emerges. It's kind of simple, right? And that's the point of it. It's simple to compose them, to build new things out of those building blocks. And those new things, those could be apps, right? So if this is an analogy, right? Another property is that APIs are reusable, right? I've shown you what I've built with it, right? This is a representation of an app consisting of several APIs, but it's reusable. So if I want to build something new out of this, I could easily build something new out of it. It's the same building blocks, but now I have composed them in a different way. They're reusable, and I can build new things, new unexpected things with it, even things that maybe the people who have created the API have never thought of. That is when we have real innovation. Good. You can use APIs also across different channels, right? So an API might have been designed for a mobile application, but hey, guess what? You can use it in a voice assistant. You can use it in a website as well, right? There are no limitations, and APIs are reusable. Another properties of APIs is that they are externalizable. With this, I mean, you create an API maybe for yourself inside your company so that you can use it in your application, but you can externalize it and open it up and make it available to the whole world for usage. And, you know, maybe good things will happen. Other people can innovate with the APIs you create, and you can also use APIs of other people. So this externalizing and making things available like on the World Wide Web. But on the World Wide Web, you have HTML data, right? Here you have functionality and real structured data. So this is all properties of APIs. And together, that's why I say APIs are digital building blocks. They're simple, they're composable, they're reusable, and they are externalizable. And these properties taken together, they make it possible for an API economy to emerge. We have already seen a little bit from this, where all the different industries start to expose APIs. Some of those are monetized. You can buy some of those services. And this is the beginning of an API economy, which will foster a lot of great innovation. And you can play on in different roles in this new API economy with your startup idea. So to show you what your possibilities are and what you can actually do, I want to show you the digital value chain with APIs. In such a digital value chain, there is an API provider. An API provider is someone who has very interesting data, very interesting capability, has functionality. Maybe he has an AI algorithm, an AI model, maybe has very interesting data that he's collected about users or about things, about the world, right? Data and functionality, but that's not all. You don't only need to have it, you also need to expose it. You package it up this data and this functionality as a digital building block, as this Lego building block that can be integrated and that can be composed and reused and externalized, right? That's very important. Because what's going to happen in our digital value chain next, once you have such a building block, it's going to be used. It's going to be used by an API consumer. And this API consumer will take several of these APIs, maybe some that one has created together with some from another company, and he will create a mashup. He will create a composition of different APIs. You see here the red building block is only a very small part of a bigger Lego figure here with multiple APIs or multiple building blocks of different color. And that could then in the end result in an app or another digital solution. And this digital solution, this app, is then given to an end user. That's the value chain. Now in this value chain, value is mostly created on the side of the API provider, right? So he has value due to the data and capability. This value is then transferred or given to an API consumer, and the API consumer, by his unique composition of different APIs and UI and understanding of the user scenario and so forth, creates additional value, right? So the API consumer takes some of the value and creates new value on top of it, and that's given to the end user. The end user gets all of this value. He is the receiver of all of this value. And now there's a possibility for compensation, right? If you receive a lot of value, you are willing to compensate a little bit for this value that you have received. So there's compensation possibility for the API consumer and compensation possibility for the API provider. And that creates already our API economy, where you can play different roles. You could, for example, be the API provider if you have interesting data and capabilities, and you have the possibility to package up this data and capability in the form of an API. Or you can play as an API consumer, where as the API consumer, your task is to choose different APIs from the market, from the API economy, choose the best one, compose them in ways that make sense for your target users, for your end users, and create an innovative app that hasn't been created before. So let's first look into the role of the API consumer. For him, APIs means building apps a lot faster. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to start from scratch. You don't need to think about, well, how do I process a credit card? And who do I need to connect to? And it's very complicated. You don't even need to get into that. You just call one API to process a credit card. Similar for telecommunication services. You want to send an SMS. You don't have to really get into the business of sending SMS because it's very complicated. There are already API providers who give you this service as an abstraction. So you just call an API with a very simple, reusable, externalizable interface, compose it into your application. You can become a superhero with APIs. All of a sudden, the functionality that you have in your app is as good as if you would be an expert in all these different fields. But you're not. You just use APIs that have been built by the experts out in the API economy, and you have chosen the right APIs. That makes you a superhero. You have superpowers in the digital world. So leverage this. We're going to look at building APIs faster. So in our digital value chain, let's take the zoom and look into the role of the API consumer with the APIs on one side and the apps on the other side. The role of APIs in app development. Well, let's imagine you're building this app here, an app with a map There is a possibility to communicate. There is a possibility to pay also a driver, right? So it's a ride-sharing app that you're going to build. How would you do that? Well, you could build all of this functionality from scratch. You're a developer. You can do it, right? It would just take a very long time. And who knows if this market opportunity still exists when you start, processing credit cards from scratch and you directly connect to the banks and you need to follow all these processes. Maybe, this takes too long and your business opportunity, your innovation opportunity is long gone. Much better if you would innovate based on existing building blocks, right? So you can test out your application with real users. So the first row here that we see with the car being built step by step, you built the foundation and you put the chassis around it and so forth. That would mean that you can only test your finished product after you have developed everything from scratch yourself, potentially very long process. If, however, you innovate with APIs and you compose APIs, you can work in the second row. You can quickly put together a prototype of your application, and maybe it's not ideal, but it's something that works, that has an initial functionality at least. You can show it to a customer and say, well, look, it's just a little scooter, but it already gets you from A to B. Is this what you want? And then you can start iterating your design based on the feedback that you get, because you don't innovate from the bottom, so to say. You don't reinvent everything from scratch, but you build with ready-made components. And this kind of helps you go with a iterative design approach. So when you want to build this, ride-sharing app, you're going to go to your Lego box, right? You're going to go and look for building blocks, digital building blocks, that help you achieve your task. So, and in this Lego building, in this Lego box, there are lots of those building blocks. And innovation just means composing and rebundling those APIs that already exist in new and innovative ways. What is at play here is the Lego principle. So here's the CEO of Lego who says the idea is very simple. All the bricks are complementary. They can be composed with each other. They all fit together. And this creates a system where you can be endlessly creative. And that's kind of why kids are so fascinated by Lego, because you can be endlessly creative. You can be an innovator and you can see results very quickly with iterative design. You don't like that airplane, you just tweak it a little bit and make it even better. The same is possible when you build software and apps with APIs. It's this system where you can be endlessly creative in. And for me, this is very, very fascinating and very friendly towards an innovator. So the innovator would build this ride-sharing app by putting together building blocks, right? So it takes a Maps API, a voice API, payment API, an email API, right? And then maybe some unique API that this company builds. They get information from different portals, API portals, where they can read up, how exactly do I call the Maps API? How exactly do I call the voice API? How the payment API, which parameters do I need to pass? And how do I send emails? All this information is available in a self-service way. So innovators, they don't need to set up long meetings with other people. They can just go out on their own initiative at a hackathon and build cool things. So this is really great. What happens here, if we analyze it a little bit, what really is possible here is that you have a digital supply chain. You have an app at the top, right? It's this ride-sharing app, and it is built from components. There is the payment, the email, the communication, the maps. All of these are components. And we can do more. We can do more of this. We can, for example, have a lot deeper supply chains where then one of those APIs is composed of other APIs, but we'll get to that. There are lots of possibilities to do that. Advantages for you building apps with APIs is, first of all, time to market, right? It's unbeatable. You cannot go and create the payment functionality yourself today. You need to take what's already there. You're much quicker when you take a tested, productized API for these things. Any other way would be suicidal for your startup, right? You save development effort because time, when you start a startup, time is of the essence. Time is what you don't have enough of. And you need to save on operations and maintenance effort wherever possible. And that's possible with the API approach. Also, you get high quality solutions because those APIs, they're not built by someone in the basement. They are built by companies who are, who have existed in that space and worked in that space and become experts in that space for a very long time. It's productized, so other people are using those APIs on a daily basis. So they know their stuff, they know how to fix it, how to run it, and how to design it. And all of this results in an increased ability to concentrate, to focus, and to focus on your customers where you really create your value. It's not in these boilerplate implementations, but it's in the focus on your end users, their needs, understanding them better, serving them better. And that gives you the power of differentiation. So focus on innovation. This is your main differentiator, right? So you would build applications in this way. You build applications with APIs, but digital players, they take it to the next level. Digital players do something more than just building applications from APIs. They say, we built this functionality here, the ride-sharing application, and we build it from APIs, but now we are packaging up that new functionality in the form of an API again, right? And give it out to other developers so they can be creative and innovative with our functionality. For example, here, the ride-sharing application is then integrated into OpenTable. OpenTable does restaurant reservations so that you can directly go with this ride-sharing application towards the restaurant where you have booked and reserved a table. Same is true for Google Maps. Google Maps is used on all these phones, so you can have a little button there, say, take me there with this ride-sharing company or service. So that's possible because the ride-sharing functionality has been bundled up and packaged in the form of an API. So when we look at our digital supply chain, what happened here is that, well, what we had on an app level is now on an API level, and the ride-sharing application itself integrates their own API. But now, because it's an API, we can integrate it into other applications. Other people can integrate us. We become integratable, and that gives other people the superpower of our core competence. So when we are the ride-sharing app, our core competence is managing the ride, getting the passenger from A to B. And this core capability of our company is now available via API as a building block and can be integrated by other people such as OpenTable and Google Maps. So give your customers superpowers, give them APIs. If you build something cool, don't just have an app. Build an API on top so other people can integrate you, give them the superpower, right? So now we focus in on the API provider. The API provider says, my core competence is this field, for example, ride sharing. And this I offer as an API. And by the way, I built my own service also by composing several APIs, but that's not relevant in this context. Many companies do that. And many companies now, many startups in Silicon Valley are API first startups. So their only product is an API. They don't even have the application. They don't have the mobile app. They have just the API because they think that is the future. And I think so too. Right? Give other people a superpower. Here's a list. I mean, there's venture capital companies that focus on API first and API only companies. And they build lists, and there are long lists of such companies. Now, how do such companies make money? And I will just go over this very quickly. When you are an API first company, how can you make money? You can make money just in the same way as when you buy coffee or when you sell the coffee. There is a customer who wants coffee, customer calls your API, and they have to pay for the coffee, so they have to pay for the API. It's a very simple pattern. We call it direct API monetization. Whoever wants to have access to the API needs to pay for this API access. Twilio, we've heard it a couple of times, uses this direct API monetization. But it's only one way. It's the way that most people think of it, but there's more. There's indirect API monetization. And indirect API monetization is actually used much more than people actually think. One company that's really good at indirect API monetization that you probably know is eBay. eBay is this marketplace for used goods, second-hand goods, so to say, international, big in the US, right? And they have made, via indirect API monetization, 5 billion in gross revenue, gross merchandise bought in 2020. And you can see how it has grown over the years. They have always more than doubled the amount of money that they make with the API. So how does it actually work? It works when you have a product. When you're a bank, you have a bank account. You're an insurance company, you have insurance policy. You're a car manufacturer, you have cars. You're a software company, you have a SaaS or a mobile application. Or you are a hardware company, you have an embedded chip. You have some hardware. So this product is typically already monetized. You know how to make money with this. Now you put an API next to this product, digital building block, and this API is given out for free. People say, what? You want to monetize it, right? You give it out for free, but you give it out to different people, not to your regular end users that buy your product. You give it out to developers. And you give those developers a task, because you create the API in such a way that the API helps you sell more of your already existing products. And that way, the API is indirectly monetized. So it's very important that you look at the relation between the product and the API. And very quickly, we'll go over this and we'll look at this relation. I'll give you an overview very quickly of how an API can relate to a product and you can indirectly monetize it. This is by making the API a feature, making the API a sales funnel, making the API a data feed, or making the API internal to your product, like an omni-channel experience. What I want to show you is this is a great time to be an innovator. It's a great time to be an innovator because the game is won in two ways. It's one on API level, either by offering APIs to others or by using the APIs of others, right? Either you compose your applications of the APIs that are already out there, or you are becoming someone who provides those APIs for others to innovate with. And some of the companies, some of the best companies, actually do both simultaneously and have maximum leverage in the API economy. So that's why I think this is the best time to be an innovator. And you can connect up with me if you think this was interesting. Go to api-university.com. You can also connect on my LinkedIn. Here's the QR code. You can scan the QR code to come directly to my LinkedIn profile, connect with me. Let's have a conversation there if you want to know more about the API economy. I'm looking forward to connecting to you. All the best in the API Appetizer Challenge. Thank you.
Please give him a big round of applause once again. Thank you very much, Dr. Matthias Weil, for your great lecture. I believe it is a great chance to learn about what the reason why now is the best time to be an innovator, thanks to your detailed and clear information on APIs. Thank you. And let me move on next. Our next presenter is Mr. Nicholas Frankel, who is a developer advocate and Apache API 6, prepared the next lecture under the theme of evolving your APIs, a step-by-step approach. He's waiting for us, and please welcome him with a warm hands.
Hi, folks. Thanks to be here for this talk about evolving your APIs, a step-by-step approach. I'm Nicolas Frankel. I've been a developer for nearly 2 decades. I still think as myself as a developer, even though now I'm a developer advocate. Now about your APIs. I assume that you probably have already developed some HTTP APIs in the past. And as I mentioned, I've been a developer for some time, and I know that in projects, you have a lot of things to think about. For example, you need to think about functional requirements, but even about non-functional requirements. And so the fact that you need to version your API somehow, it's something that is for the long term. It doesn't fit in the current sprint, it doesn't fit in anything. So even if somebody thinks about, hey, perhaps we should do this, well, you don't have time to actually do it. And so when it's time to deploy a version 2 of your application, probably you might be a little desperate because you understand that you never planned for it and it's going to be a mess. So let's take like a basic situation. You have deployed your application and then it has a couple of endpoints and it needs to like return data. And basically at this time, you are exposing your application to the internet. And the beginning of the solution is to set up an API gateway. Then you can have like as many like services as required. And probably you are asking yourself the question, hey, but we have something here like between the clients and our application, but we don't call it an API gateway. We call it a reverse proxy. And yes, I think that nearly 100% of all organizations in the world have a reverse proxy and not an API gateway. So let's stop a bit and like think about what's the difference and what are the rules. So as you can see, I have gray hair, which means I'm quite old or in a positive way like experienced. And I started to use the internet like 22 years ago, something around like that. And at the time, it was just the beginning. We were using emails and we were starting to create websites, like really basic websites. My first websites had text, of course, but at the moment there were no CSS, there were no JavaScript, And actually, I remember having to, I wanted to style my site a bit. There were buttons, and I styled the buttons by like adding tables, because I wanted to add a bevel effect. And I created tables for a button. I mean, like right nowadays, it would be like really, really bad practice. But at the time, we didn't have no other tools. And at the time, I didn't care much, or I didn't understand. What I did is I just pushed the files to a folder, and magically, I would go to a browser and they would be served somehow. And that was the web at that time. It was only about static content. And yeah, it was the time when actually there was no Google, but there were directories. So you would like register to a directory. It was a tree-like directory, and you would say, hey, my site is about this stuff. And what about if you have multiple themes? Well, that was not the problem at the time. And so static content was really, really nice, but people starting to think, hey, but we want more dynamic content. So again, as I mentioned, I didn't interest myself in servers at the time, but I believe that the Apache web server, or what is now known as the Apache web server, was the one used. And when people wanted more dynamic content, well, what they did is basically they created scripts, like common gateway interface, CGI scripts. They were written in Perls. And basically you had to write a Perl program that would write the entire HTML page. Now imagine that you would have no web designer, no nothing. You would have to think about the structure of the page beforehand, and you would need to write the Perl scripts with if, with loops, with whatever you needed. And somebody decided, hey, that's not very usable. Of course, it gets the job done, but that's not very usable. So I want to have a simple web page, and I want to insert in some places, I want to insert dynamic content. It can be like text, can be just a date, for example, or it can be an image, like an image generated magically by the server. And for that came PHP, and PHP was at the time personal M page. And the good thing about PHP is it became a module, an Apache web server module. So you had this Apache web server with like a module-based architecture, and you create a new module, and then you can register it. And then it's like you can create your PHP page, you put it on the server. When it is served, it gets executed, and the dynamic bits have been computed. That's amazing. Nowadays, of course, it goes as granted. Everybody takes it for granted, but at the time it was really, really cool. And of course, it took a couple of years, but some people, some organizations, some companies decided that, hey, it's an interesting channel. Perhaps we should like spend resources on this channel, because we see more and more people are using browser, are using the web. So perhaps we can design like a website that tells about our services. And perhaps they can ask for advices. They can contact us. The usual stuff that, again, is granted nowadays, but at the time it was like pioneering. But when you start having like a communication channel and you are a big enough company, you want that communication channel to be up all the time. And so the web server was not only about serving static content, was not only about serving dynamic content, but it had to do more. So you had like web server in front to do like load balancing and perhaps redundancy. And in the back, there were like web servers that actually like served the content. And both of them were probably the same piece of software, Apache web server, but they had different like responsibilities. And after a time, it became really ubiquitous. Like it was not about pioneering. It was not about another communication channel. It was your main communication channel. And so at this time, you actually had a web server that became the single entry point into your like information system. And this single entry point had to like route the requests to the different nodes, because some nodes, I don't know, were for like public persons, for like B2B, and some others were for B2C and whatever. But you had still at these like single entry points. And so the evolution of the web server like started from like really the most basic stuff, serve static content, and then you had to serve dynamic content, and then you had to load balance, and then you had to route. And so the web server that is the single point of entry can not generally just serve content. You can remove that port. It has become a reverse proxy. And with this single entry point, because now you only need to go through this point to enter the information system, then you can add more like cross-concern features such as authentication, authorization, caching, IP blocking, whatever you want. Great. But now we have to communicate with other information systems. And when you want to exchange information, again, I remember a time when you actually had to put a file in a predefined format on an FTP folder that was to be processed later on. This worked, actually. This was the beginning of information exchange. It was asynchronous. So basically, if the client didn't process the file, it would process it again until it was correct. So it was not that bad. But nowadays, we want to have more like synchronous feature. When we want to exchange information, we cannot wait a day. We cannot wait an hour. We need to be it now. And it's fine if you work in the same tech stack. So basically all like legacy tech stacks, they have a way to communicate between themselves. Like in Java, before you had Corba, then you had like EGBs, whatever. That's nice. But not all organizations, they use Java. So you would have like Java companies, .NET companies, Ruby, Python, whatever. But they need to communicate somehow, even if they don't have the same tech stack. And the only, or let's say at this point, the most common brick among all of them was HTTP, and it's still HTTP. And so the difference between like a reverse proxy and an API gateway is like features that are also cross-concern across like different channels, different requests, different endpoints, but that are really, really focused on an API. So this information exchange. So for example, with a reverse proxy, it will be hard to do billing. Like you need to authenticate and you need to understand how much will be charged to the person, and perhaps they belong to the same group or person, perhaps they belong to the same company, but still perhaps even if they belong to the same company, you want to charge them separately because they have different departments or whatever. It's possible. But you will need to write a module. So if you are using Apache or Nginx, you will have to write something that takes that into account. You need to write custom code. Likewise, we have been doing rate limiting since ages. Like you don't want your information system to be overloaded. So what you do is you say, hey, I don't want to have like more than like X requests per minute from like any IP address. Good. But perhaps you don't want to rate limit by IP address. Perhaps you want to rate by a client using your service. And again, we goes to the same way again. You need to like authenticate, to authorize, and then depending on the profile, we want to set different rate limits. Perhaps some people, they are paying customers of yours, and they have a higher rate limit than people who just want to play with it, just as like developers, or it really, really depends. So my conclusion is you might have a reverse proxy and it's really, really good, but probably what you want to have is an API gateway. And again, API gateway should do everything a reverse proxy can do and add additional features. There are a couple of API gateways on the market, so here are a couple of them. And in this talk, I will just use Apache API 6 because A, it's written on my t-shirt, but everything that is in the demo, you can probably do with another of them. So Apache API 6 is an Apache top-level project, and that is important. That means that it has been donated to the Apache Foundation, it has gone through the incubation phase, and now the Apache Foundation has decided that it is grown up enough so that it can survive on its own. It's actually based on other open source components. So at the most like a foundational level, it uses Nginx. Then there is this open REST layer, which basically is a Lua engine. And then you have a plugin architecture, so you can have plugins. Most of the time you will write your plugins in Lua, but you can also write your plugins in Go or in Java or in other stuff. So now that is set, I hope that you agree that you need an API gateway if you want to manage your APIs. So first step is actually to put something in between. And this something is an API gateway. So throughout this talk, I will do a demo. This is the first demo step. So I prepared everything in advance. Here you can see that I've created a Docker Compose file to set up the entire architecture. So first, I will have an API 6 image here. And I don't want to delve into too much detail, but basically I have to mount some volumes for configuration, like to read the configuration for logs, to write the logs, I can consult here. And it depends on etcd. That's an important point. By default, API 6 depends on, stores its configuration in etcd. etcd is a key value store that is like natively distributed. It's the same store that Kubernetes uses, which is a good sign. And so here I have to set up an etcd. Just a word of warning, I'm like using another port because I'm using Docker Desktop, which has its own Kubernetes cluster, which relies also on etcd. And if I use the same, like the default ports, they will like get into conflict. So I need to set up another etcd with like a dedicated port so that I will have two etcd, one that I don't care about because it's the Kubernetes one, and this one that I care about. It's not necessary, but even if you are not using Docker Desktop and don't have Kubernetes, it won't change a thing. Now I want to show you afterwards the API 6 dashboard. It's not necessary, but I believe it's an interesting way to look at your configuration. So not only it will be about command line interface, but we have a nice UI. Next is I want to monitor my my flow. So I have set up Prometheus and Grafana. And finally, I have like two APIs, the old one and the new one. And again, the goal of all this talk is to like seamlessly move clients from like using the old one to the new one. So let's start this Docker Compose file. So normally it should be pretty fast because all the images have been already downloaded. Obviously, depending whether you want to do this, it might take some more time, but it will be only about network time. So we can already check that everything works as expected. So I will curl my old API directly, curl localhost. So the old API is set on 8081. And I want to tell them hello. Yes, it works. And if I want to query the new API, which normally shouldn't be set up yet, but I already launched it. So those are the two versions. As you can see, one is much, much better than the other. And now I need to go through the single entry point. Single entry point is actually the port where I've deployed Apache API 6, and it should be 9080. And the first thing that I notice is it tells me that the route is not found. So basically, I'm sending a request to the API gateway, and it doesn't know to which upstream it should forward it to, which makes a lot of sense because I configured nothing. As I mentioned before, the configuration of API 6 is stored in etcd, but I didn't tell you how you can change the configuration. Well, API 6 itself has an API, so you can change the configuration. So if you want to do this at home, you can check the evolve folder, and I have all the scripts that are like step-by-step that I will do into this talk. The first one is called create direct routes. So let's have a look. All of them will be pretty similar, and I will focus on the Apache API 6 configuration bit. But here I want to explain you everything. So first, I don't assume that you have curl at home. I don't want you to assume that you have curl. So here, I will be using Docker, and I will be using the curl image. Of course, if you have curl, you just need to use curl itself, and it will be good enough. I need to set up the network because I have already launched my Docker Compose file, and I will launch a new Docker image. So they need to be on the same network to communicate, otherwise it won't work. So I'm just telling, hey, use the network that is called Evolve APIs default, which is the default name of the network. Then, and that's the important bits, I will use the routes API. So here I have an admin API. Inside the admin API, I have the routes. And I will actually put, so that means that the ID won't be auto-generated. It will be this one that is created. So I want to create the route with ID 1 with this data. So I can give it a name. Of course, it's optional. I need to give it methods. So which method will match and will forward it to the upstream. Likewise, URI, and here the important bit is the upstream. So where do I want to forward it to if I match the method in the URI? And I want to send it to this upstream. And here I have a single node. Obviously, in general, you would have multiple nodes. So you would have different load factors. You would have a different algorithm. Perhaps you have round robin. Perhaps you have something else. Here you can use anything. It's not that important. I have round robin because I have a single node, and it's good enough. And here I set the plugins, and as I mentioned, I want to observe what happens. So I will set the Prometheus plugin. Let's run the script. And now let's query the API gateway again. And now it tells me, yes, I found the route, and actually it has forwarded my request to the old API. But now we are back to square one, and we need to go a bit further because this is actually the initial configuration. This is the initial environment. So the next step is actually to start to version our routes, but we don't want to break our existing clients, so we will have the two routes in parallel. The first route is the legacy route, and we are happy for the moment to let our clients keep using it, but then perhaps you have documentation, and in the documentation, you will mention, hey, here is the route you should use, and you'll create this route, which starts with V1. So there are multiple ways to actually version your API, and there is a ton of literature around it, but just for the moment, just let me mention very succinctly that you have three basic ways. The first one is you set it in the path, just like I did. The second is you have a dedicated query parameter. It's also possible. And the third one is you have a dedicated header. So whatever you can do whatever you want. Apache API 6 can adapt to all threes, but here it's the most visual one. It's the simplest for the demo, so I will be using path-based versioning. And for this configuration, for this new route, I will start to be a bit smarter. So far what I did, I created the route, and I created the upstream and the plugin configuration in the same requests. So I cannot reuse the upstream, for example. And in that case, I would like to reuse the upstream. So I will do as I would do in production. I will try to be a bit smarter, and I will create an upstream object with an ID. I will create a plugin config with an ID. And finally, I will create the routes that reference the IDs of both. So let's do that. The first is I create the upstream, And you can see here that I'm using another endpoint, and yeah, it's aptly named upstream. And here I will be creating the upstream directly, very easy. And here I will create the plugin configuration. Again, it's a different endpoint, but it's pretty self-describing. Now I create the version route. And I will do two things at once. The first one is I will change the plugin config that I've just created to add the proxy rewrite. Why I'm doing this proxy rewrite? This is very important. If I receive a request that starts with v1 and I just tell Apache API 6 to forward it, then the endpoint, the upstream, will get the path with the v1. And it doesn't understand v1, so far it understands only hello. So basically what I need to do is I need to change the forwarded request so that the v1 prefix is removed and it doesn't receive v1/hello, it just receives hello. So that's what I'm doing here. And the second is I will actually create the new route with a new ID, obviously. And then I will say, hey, you will use the upstream that I created just before, and you will use this plugin config. So let's create it. Now we can test it. And I will say v1, hello, and it works. Now I have two routes. How do we get the routes? Well, it can be pretty easy. Either you can curl it again and we can ask, hey, like, what are all the available routes? Now it's time to show you the dashboard. Here it is. So let's go to the dashboard and check the routes. And here I need to register like authenticate, and I've kept everything by default, admin, because it's just a demo. And here you can see the two routes that I have talked about. The first direct route, the inversion route, the legacy route, and the one that I've just created, which has all the possible mappings. And of course, through the UI, you can configure it, like if you want to do it through like the wizard, or you can also like check the JSON, because everything is JSON, and you can directly change the name. Let's say here legacy route, and I will submit it. And here now it says legacy route. So you have two ways to manage your configuration, either through the command line, which is very cool for DevOps minded people, or through a UI, which is for people who perhaps don't have so much experience with the command line or just need the visual way. What I do in general is I prefer to change through the command line and to visualize through a dashboard. Now, what we would like is to tell people, folks, this legacy route is not usable anymore. You actually need to use the version routes. And for that, we have the HTTP 301 status code, which is great. So what we just need to do is when we receive these requests that is in version, we need to tell people, okay, use this one. So set the status code and set the new location in the header. You can do that actually for API 6. So here I'm using the first route, so I need to set everything in one go. And I will tell it that it needs to use the redirect plugin. The redirect plugins has those two parameters, URI. So here you tell the person where do you want to redirect to, and the return code, obviously 301. So when people request whatever, they will be met with this, and here, sorry, when people request the first route, very important. So basically the /hello or /hello/store or /hello/, they will get this 301 return code with the new location. Now we can test it. Oh, 301. So how do people know where they should go to? Well, the first way is they should be verbose. So here we can tell them that it's a 301 and the new location it's v1/hello. And notice that it works even if we added something like this. and it gives you the correct location right out of the bat. Of course, there is another alternative, is that the client like follows directly the redirect. So here it follows directly. So either you break the client because the client doesn't follow automatically, but they can check the logs and they can see, hey, in this header, like this is the new location and it's a free one, so it has been moved permanently, or they are automatically following and then it doesn't break them. You might say that breaking clients is a bit strong, and I would agree, but in this case, we don't have any choice because we don't know who is using our APIs. That's a real problem, that we should provide like incentives with people to register. First, of course, we need to provide some kind of registration channel, and then we need to ask people to register. But of course, because we are developers, I'm a developer, I don't like to register. So in order like to gently lead people to use our API, because still we want people to use our API, we should probably provide like 2 tiers. One is like limited, and the other is whatever you want. The first one, you don't need to register. Perhaps you just want to kick the tires to see if it really fits your need. And then you want to be serious. You really want to commit something. You need an additional like a rate, like more requests per second. Then please register. So as I mentioned, Apache API 6 has a plugin architecture. You have a plugin catalog, and you can check the one that you need. In this case, however, there is no plugin for that. There are plugins for rate limiting, but in every case. So the idea is that you authenticate, and then you get this identity, and then this identity is limited by like X requests per second or X requests per minute. But there is nothing like I want like to have these 2 steps. So what I did, and I'm not a Lua developer, is I copy-pasted one of the plugin, and the plugin that does the rate limiting, and I added my own logic. And it's actually not that hard to do. So here, for on the user side, I name my plugin unaut limit, so you can call it like this. I have like one counts over like 60 seconds. So if you call it like more than twice per 60 seconds, it will return you like an error code. I will use the like normal 4 to 9 error code, like rate limiting over the limits. I don't remember the name. And the most important part is the rejected message. And the rejected message is, hey, please register whatever. So you tell people how they can overcome this limit. And if I now run this script and I call, so I will directly use the v1 because it's easier this way. Yeah. So I can call, like I can have one call. The second request, it tells me, hey, you need to register. How does the plugin look like? Again, I'm not a Lua developer, so please be, if you are a Lua developer yourself, please be very, very nice. Again, what I did is I just copy pasted something. So the important bits is here, you can declare your like local variables. Here I have a local variable that I will use afterwards. It's schema, and basically it tells me what the configuration, what's the expected configuration for this plugin. There are some like optional fields, there are some required fields. Here is something that is very API 6y. Basically, you need, when you define this thing, when you define the plugin, you need to define the version, you need to define the priority. That is very, very important because all plugins have a priority. And when API 6 receives a request, it will apply the plugins in order. Of course, the plugin name, and the schema. And then the logic I just added is the following. So I overrode this n-axis function. And then what I'm doing is I will check the key, and I will tell you afterwards where I get the key. And by using the key, I will use another plugin. Does this key as like a user? And if yes, then everything is fine and I return. And if not, I follow the logic of the original plugin, which sets the rate limit. So now I need something. I mentioned the key auth plugin, and I need to create like an identity. And what I'm doing here, I've got another endpoint called consumer, and you can think about a consumer as a user, as an identity. So here, what I'm saying is when I'm using the key auth plugin and the key is my key, and then it will be user named John Doe. So let's do it again. Here, it tells me, hey, you have too many calls. So I will, as a header, pass the API key, and the value is my key. That's written here. Oh, what did I do? It's not X, it's H, header. API key, my key. I didn't run it. Now it works. So what happens is when I send this request, it goes through my plugin, this like custom plugin that I've created. In this custom plugin, what it does, it checks if there is like a header with the default is API key, so that I didn't override. And then it checks what's the value of my key. It checks in the consumer database if there is a user that has an API key, my key, yet it is called John Doe. And then say, hey, you're authenticated. And because I'm authenticated, then my custom plugin doesn't impose me any rate limits at this point. Of course, if I don't pass the header, I've already shown it, but let's be sure about it. Yes, and it tells me, no, you're limited because I'm not authenticated, I'm not John Doe, I'm nobody. The next step is actually, we have this new version of the upstream and we want to test it. But how do we test it? In general, we will do canary release, and that's perfectly fine. But I believe before canary release, we can do a bit better. So what we can do is just like duplicate the load and send it to the new upstream without and forgetting the results. The results are not important, but we will just check that the same production workload that works currently with the upstream v1 works also with the upstream v2. Does it produces like new bugs or whatever? Again, ignoring the response, but perhaps we forgot to do a check about a null value or a nil value depending on the tech stack. Just like duplicate the load and check what happens. For that, the plugin is named proxy mirror, and we will send it to these new like hosts. Now is the time to check the monitor, the Grafana dashboard. So here I have the default dashboard for API 6, and you can see everything has been monitored so far. What I did is I added like 2 widgets here on the dashboard. One to monitor the calls for the old API, one to monitor the call for the new API. So now that I have mirrored the traffic, how like the traffic will still go to the old API, but also traffic will be mirrored to the new API. And my idea is that I should have like the same curves, the same error and of course success curves on the old API and the new API. If I have a huge difference, then probably there is a bug somewhere. And the good thing again, it's I'm testing on the production. So here I will like send it a couple of times, John, I will just use it like here and here and here and perhaps Jane, Joe, it's not important. Now I should have like load enough. Here, of course, it's not production, and to have something on the dashboard. And indeed here I have like more requests. So I've sent more requests. And here we can see that it's actually 404. The reason for that is that at this moment, there is a little bug is that I explained to you about the priorities, and the problem is that the plugin that actually removes the prefix has a lower priority than the mirror proxy. And so the mirror proxy is first applied, so it sends a load, and then afterwards it rewrites the request. And basically that means that the request that is sent to the mirror is actually /v1/hello/whatever. And of course, as I explained at the beginning of the talk, then this upstream doesn't know about v1/hello, it knows only about hello. So we are in the process of fixing this bug, but still you should think about duplicating before doing canary release. And now it's time for canary release, and it's another plugin. This plugin is actually called traffic split, and there are many ways to split the traffic. So depending on your context, you can split the traffic depending on the header, and it might be quite smart at the beginning to say, hey, if my request has this header, then send it to the new upstream. And if it doesn't have, if it's the default one, then send it as usual. So you could have like your inner clients that are testing because they use this new header, and the external one that have no worries. Or you can do, hey, I want like 1% of all my requests to be like forwarded to the new upstream, and the rest be forwarded to the old upstream. There are many strategies. You can look at the documentation. Here, what I did for the purpose of this demo is actually to send half-half. So half of my request will be sent to the new upstream, and half of my request will be forwarded to the old upstream. Let's run it, and let's test it. So here I should have about half of my return values that are sopped up. Over time, it will be 50%. Quite good. Next step. At some point, I will probably want to decommission the V1. And at this time, normally, you should have people who are subscribed. So you could have like their emails or whatever, their contact details. So it shouldn't be that hard. Anyway, if you still don't have them, or for whatever reason, you also want to communicate with people who are not registered, then you can do it through HTTP. There is no official way to do it, but there is an ETF draft. Basically, it's a deprecation header. So this deprecation header can be either a date saying, hey, I will be deprecated at this date, or saying, yeah, yes, I'm deprecated. So it's up to you to decide how you want to communicate and what you want to communicate. Then you've got an additional header that says where is the new resource that people should use. So you can think about it like a soft 301. And finally, if you really want to manage the full life cycle, so not only about deprecation, but about when will it be completely decommissioned, there is a sunset header. So first, what I will do, I will create the complete routes. Then I will change the V1 route with this response rewrite. So what I'm doing here is actually exactly what I described. I will add additional header. I will say, hey, it has been deprecated, and you can check about the new endpoint that you should use here in this link. Let's run it. And let's kill the V1. And of course, I forgot to be verbose. And here we can see that, yes, this endpoint is now deprecated, and that the link is the following, and it points to the V2, because here we just wrote V2, so it's quite easy. Now comes the final step, and the final step is to rest, because you have successfully applied all the steps that I've shown you, and in general, you should have covered most of the problems. And even better, if at this point you've implemented all the steps, when your business comes to you for the V3, it will be straightforward, because you probably probably will have registered the users, and probably you know how to set deprecation headers so that people, they are forewarned when they get to the service and everything is fine. So now it's all unicorns and rainbows, and you need to handle the next problem. So thanks a lot for your attention. You can read my blog, you can follow me on Twitter. More importantly, if you want to do that at home, I encourage you to. Perhaps there are bugs, perhaps some stuff is not clear, and I am a firm believer that you can learn by doing. Go on GitHub, clone the repository, eventually store it, make pull requests, and have fun with the code. And if I got you interested in Apache API 6, then you are welcome to check our documentation. Thanks a lot for your attention, and I wish you a good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a big hands. Thank you very much, Mr. Nicholas Frankel, for your great lecture. Okay, once again, many thanks to our distinguished presenter for sharing your insightful knowledge with this session. We are going to wrap up here the first session, and we will take a short coffee break for about 10 minutes. So see you then after 10 minutes. Please enjoy. Thank you. Welcome back here. This is the Appetizer Hackathon 2022 Orientation and Web Seminar. Hope you all enjoy the coffee break. And in this session, API participating companies will be given time to introduce themselves. So now we have 10 API companies here on site and online as well. So I'd like to introduce our first presenter onto the stage. Let's invite Mr. Seung-Hyun Oh, the CEO of DataB, on the stage. Please welcome him with a warm round of applause. Please come forward.
Hi, this is Seung from DataB. I am pleased to introduce PickandPy, our AI-powered English proofreader, and PickandPy API, which is an API to use PickandPy's features. The first thing I would like to talk about is the problem we are trying to solve. We found that many non-native English speakers around the world often make mistakes or use awkward expressions when they write or speak in English. This can cause poor communication and potentially damage their reputation. PickandPy aims to fix this problem. PickandPy is an AI-powered English proofreader that corrects not only grammar errors, but also suggests more natural-sounding expressions. Our deep learning-based algorithm proofreads text without the help of a human. PickandPy's suggestions are superior to our competitors. Our own test shows that the quality of PickandPy's suggestions is close to 90% of human suggestions. If you look at some examples, you can see that the suggestions PickandPy offer catch mistakes that our competitor ignores. PickandPy API allows developers to use PickandPy's features and build their own applications. PickandPy API allows developers to check English sentences for grammar, spelling, word usage, and other writing-related issues. All the reports created by PickandPy are available via PickandPy API. Developers can combine all or parts of them as they wish to create their own applications. There are many applications developers can build using PickandPy API. Developers can build a translation platform allowing translators to check their translation in English, or a customer-centered solution that can check grammar errors on non-native English-speaking agents' messages, or a grammar checker integrated into a word processor. There are limitations under the free trial, which is the default option of PickandPy API. The API key will expire after 30 days from the moment it is created. The maximum number of characters per call is 1,000 characters. The maximum number of requests per minute is 10 requests. The maximum number of calls during the free trial is actually 2,000 calls. Please send an inquiry to contact@pickandpy.com if you wish to use PickandPy API more extensively. I hope we can see some awesome applications using PickandPy API in this hackathon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please give him another round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Seung-hyun Oh. It's very interesting to listen about the PickandPy API solutions. And next, let's meet Mr. Jae Choi, the team leader of Korea Corporation Security, and he's here with us as well. So please welcome him with a warm hands.
Hello, I'm Choi Jae, the team leader of business promotion team of KCS. I will start with a very quick question to you guys. Can you raise your hand if you have experience with e-signature? Okay, thank you, thank you. It's good to see many hands in the air. Actually, it doesn't need to be explained why we need e-signature or digital signature and the importance of it, because we are already working with it and living with it. But the thing I really want to point out is what kind of e-signature we should choose. Okay, before getting to the topic I came up with, I think it's better to introduce who we are. We are KCS. KCS is the leading company of cybersecurity market in Korea. We started our business as a SSL TLS provider on 2008 and became the market leader with more than 9,000 enterprise customers and 153 partners after 14 years of dedication. In 2021, KCS launched uSign, an international electronic signature solution with our 14 years of experience in enterprise IT security market. uSign is the only patented e-signature solution in Korea for its secure system. And for its excellency, received Minister Prize from Ministry of Science and ICT of Korea in 2021. As a leader of promotion team of KCS, I'm so excited to be here to introduce you uSign, the safest e-signature solution. Then let's get back to the topic I mentioned, what e-signature we must choose. At the point of developing of uSign, we set 6 fundamental elements for reliable e-signature and tried our best to achieve them. First, it has to preserve the contents for the reliability of the document. Second and third, the signer's identity info and time of production must be preserved for the undeniable signature scam. And the last but not least, fourth and fifth are secure storage and access and easy to use UI UX. And the last but not least, secure and reliable digital signature key management, which is the core tech of the e-signing. Then let's have a look how we fulfill the 6 must-have elements we listed. This is the uSign document. As you can see, uSign checks the signature validity each time the user opens the document and show them on the signature panel. If the document has been edited or changed after signing, the panel will change into the red sign and let user knows that this document or signature is not authentic. And it also shows signer's organization and identity by scraping the verified data from the identification module. If you connect the identification module you want to use with uSign, like DID or eKYC or mobile verification and so on, uSign shows it on the document itself. Managing the signature key is crucial for digital certificate-based e-signature solution. uSign uses HSM for signature key storage. uSign is patented in 2021 for its advanced and secure signature key storage method using HSM. HSM is the hardware that has the highest level of security. Once the key is stored, it cannot be extracted. These are the uSign's unique features that assures the 6 elements I mentioned. Here you can find the clear comparison of uSign and the others that really matters. Checkable identity and organization of signer, international standards timestamp. Last but not least, uSign is much reasonable choice for customers. The price of each envelope is approximately 1/4 of the average market price. The thing I want to really emphasize is uSign is the best option to connect or integrate to your jaw-dropping application for its internationality, legality, and security. uSign also meets the various international standards, including EIDAS, US eSign, FDA CFR 21 Part 11, and so on. Thanks to this, uSign can be used internationally. It is because uSign is based on AATL certificate, which is recognized as an international standard for document signing. It is the most favored way to e-sign worldwide because it fulfills third-party digital certification so that can hatch the legal risk. If you need further information of this part, please don't hesitate to contact uSign. Okay, we are living in a verge of gigantic changes of digital era, but we keep asking ourselves while using cutting-edge technologies like e-signatures. Is it really okay to approve this report? Can I trust this bank account number on this invoice? Or is this contract actually legal? uSign started with these questions and found the answer. I can proudly tell you that uSign will clear all the doubts on your minds because that's the reason why uSign is designed to. Thank you very much.
Please give him another round of applause, Mr. Che Choi, for your great presentation. I strongly believe that e-signature is a very crucial and important tool in this era. Thank you. And next, let's meet Mr. Young-Seok An, the CTO of Hana Loop. He's also here on site to be with you. Thank you very much for coming here. Please welcome him with a big hands.
Hello, I'm Young-Seok, co-founder and CTO of Hanalu, the climate tech company maker of Ecoloop. Scorching heat waves, devastating wildfires, floods with billions of dollars in damages, ocean acidification. These are some of the direct manifestations of climate change. Climate change is already disrupting economy and society in general, and greenhouse gases are the culprits. What can we do in face of this crisis? What should we do? We should take action, not just any action, but highly effective data-driven action. That is precisely why we built Ecoloop, a platform for climate insights. Ecoloop takes activity data and other relevant data as inputs and turns them into insights. Users can identify which activities are the most carbon intensive, understand why, and pinpoint where they're happening. Ultimately, this will lead to effective decarbonization of the organization. In real-world scenario, organizations feed in activity data and other information into Ecoloop, and that entry information will be processed by the system and produce reports and insights. Those information will be used by leadership in the organization, analysts, and also other relevant stakeholders to make optimal decisions on climate risk, also to comply with government regulations. Here's a quick introduction to carbon accounting using an example. Let's say a manufacturing company collects data for the consumption of gasoline, coal, and electricity for the month of May 2022. The data is entered into the system, and which processes and calculates the different gases, emission of the gases. All this calculation then is combined together to produce the CO2 equivalent emission. The most widely used calculation method is the GHG protocol. It classifies emission into 3 scopes. Scope 1, direct emission produced by the reporting company. Scope 2, indirect emission produced by electricity and steam, the utility companies. And Scope 3, by other indirect emissions that came from sources not owned or controlled by the reporting company. Our system currently supports calculation of scopes 1 and 2, and we're working on the calculation of scope 3. Here's a sequence of comprehensive scenario. We begin with a company setup by registering the organization and its facility details. Once the setup is complete, the user can enter activity logs. Some type of data can be fetched periodically through the connector. As data accumulates, the user can query and analyze them to make strategic decisions for decarbonization. Now let's delve into the APIs. There are various services exposed by the API. We will focus on the GHG accounting. Emission calculation is one of the core functionalities. The flow starts with an app sending activity details such as location, time, type, fuel source to Ecoloop. Then the system will calculate and receive the request and return the calculated emissions. Here is the specification of the emission calculation endpoint. It's a post method that sends activity, which in turn returns a response of the calculated emissions. Here's a real-world carbon management application built on top of Ecoloop API. You can do analysis, reporting, and eventually you'll use those information to do projects to reduce the carbon emission of the organization. In the foreseeable future, more regulation related to carbon disclosure will come into effect. The way we do business will change, and carbon management will be an essential part of it. Thank you for your interest in contributing to reduction of carbon emission. We'll require your creativity and use our tools to further reduce our emission and become more climate friendly. Let's work together to build a better future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Young-Seok An. It was a very kind introduction about the HANA Loop. Thank you very much. And next presenter, we will meet Mr. Taehyun Kim, co-founder of Malacca Studio. I'd like to ask Kim to come front stage. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
Hi there. I'm Taehyun from the Graphitune team in the Malacca Studio. Nice to see you. I'm very excited. Let me explain what we are doing now. Before we go in, please watch the screen. There are some motion characters. Yeah, we are supplying motion graphics animation file as JSON file called as Lottie. Years before, app developers find it quite challenging to create an interactive interface in the web and animation and even screen transitions. Many developers cannot imagine the relief of many and designer when Airbnb announced Lottie. It's really useful when you make motion to insert web and app. Lottie is an animation tool that converts animation into JSON file format. This would allow anyone to easily create animation in app. Simply exporting high-quality animation makes the process smoother and more manageable, even without downloading heavy and complicated animation file. There are many different animation Lottie files online. You can search in Google. However, we wanted to focus on special categories. Therefore, we have many job-specific motion characters file. We want to launch more motion file as JSON. However, there are some security issues. So we would like to offer over 500 GIF files first in this hackathon. And if someone would like to use our JSON file, you can contact personally. Separately kind of this issue, you can get our 5 test Lottie file. We might be supply customized motion files such as emoji and icon if we are on the same team in hackathon. We are developing premium motion characters and objects to use in our solution as a screen. We also want to provide our character content wherever it is needed, like this hackathon, and would like to cooperate with you. Grafton will come by your side during hackathon period. Thank you.
Thank you very much. He's the co-founder of Malacca Studio. Thank you so much. And I like the Lotus Active Motion too. And next, we will meet Ms. Min Sun Jo from Lamy Solution. So please welcome her with a big round of applause.
Greetings everyone, we are Lamy Solution. Lamy Solution offers Lamy Solution's own original scrapping technology that collects large amounts of web big data quickly and accurately, and server technology that can safely process and store the collected big data. By providing the best service in all areas from big data collection to processing and storage, Lamy Solution is contributing to the establishment of a business model that can be applied to various fields and enhance the business performance of customer companies. Currently, Lamy Solution is growing through selection of data voucher suppliers, patents, KCL test verification, TCB technology certification, and e-commerce solution launch. In order to solve the gap between the rich and the poor in information services due to the social, economic, regional, or physical conditions, Lamy Solutions has been producing various business models through API development and solution launch. Lamy Solution has been building business models in various fields through development of solutions using patents, technical cooperation, completion of numerous training programs, and continuing to develop the business models. The API provided by Lamy Solution in this hackathon is GMS API, the Global Market Scrapping API. We scrap open market category information, summary information, and product information from the global e-commerce markets and provide them to the clients who have requested in JSON format. Therefore, the clients can utilize the information collected through API. However, only the AliExpress market is supported in this hackathon competition. The API provides the information collected from the client through GMS API and ADSM API, which is the authentication server. Separate from scraping server is installed inside, and the number of instances increases according to the users and the numbers of users. The API we would like to introduce is the GMS API, the Global Market Scrapping API, an API that helps you easily obtain the categories, summaries, and product information from more than 16 global e-commerce markets. For this hackathon, the market channel supported by Lamy Solution is limited to AliExpress. This is the following example of launching a solution using GMS API. A helper solution is designed to enable users to generate sales by registering and managing the products in domestic e-commerce markets through selection, processing, and transformation by utilizing the information collected from the overseas e-commerce markets. It aims to reduce the management processes of e-commerce business by linking the information of the ones we selected to the domestic open market in a short time. The cumulative number of users is about 33,525 companies. This model is a representative business model using GMS API. It links one product selected by the user to the 9 domestic e-commerce markets at instance. The cache data solution is designed to help users generate sales by registering and managing the products in the domestic e-commerce market through processing and conversion by utilizing the information collected from the overseas e-commerce markets. It aims to reduce the management process of e-commerce business by linking the information of the selected products to the domestic e-commerce market in a very short time. The cumulative number of users for this business model is about 2,000. This is the representative business model using the GMS API as well. It links all contents in the category selected by the users to the 9 domestic markets at instance. This has been Lami's solution, making business easier for you. Thank you for your interest in our presentation.
Thank you very much, Miss Min-sun Jo from Lamy Solution. And thanks to your great presentation, we could learn more about the Lamy solution with your kind and detailed explanation. Especially, it is quite valuable opportunity to learn about API use, many cases, and cache data solutions. Okay, then, so far we had 5 presenters on site here. And next, I would like to introduce next API company through the online. So hopefully we are ready to be started. And next, let me invite Miss Karam Tae, the manager of StepPay Online. I'm going to check first. So hi there. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can
All
you hear
right,
me?
welcome. Please begin.
Let me start. So subscription businesses have been around for some time, and the trend is growing. The market is expanding globally. However, it's not easy for companies to do the subscription business. What they need is a comprehensive and easy-to-use subscription solutions. And that's where StepPay comes into the picture. Hello, everyone. My name is Karam. I'm a project manager at StepPay. Today, I'd like to introduce StepPay to you. So StepPay is a recurring billing and subscription management solution. We are the industry leader in subscription management and solution in South Korea, enabling B2B SaaS and SMB to start any subscription-based billing model shortly. So let me give you a clear picture of what StepPay offers. I'd like to highlight 3 points over business areas. First, subscription payments. It is the service that helps businesses automate recurring billing processes and subscription management. Second, payment integration service. With StepPay's API, developers can easily integrate 11 different pieces at once when building their own e-commerce website. Lastly, subscription e-commerce solution. It gives our customer a complete website with online shops features. From now on, I'd like to explain the key features we have. First of all, we have a pricing model builder. We know every business has its own different pricing schemas, and we cover almost everything. One-time fee, fixed fee, set-based, usage-based, package, volume-based, tiered, and etc. So now you might wonder how you configure those various pricing models. With StepPay, it only takes a few clicks to configure your subscription pricing plans or billing models. First, select the product type you want to sell. We cover most of the product types from physical product to software. Then simply just set the price and cycle of your plan. Then you can integrate it with APIs or just sell it via link. And of course, there's a lot of customization options you can add. StepPay offers subscription-focused options that you can easily add to your pricing plans. We offer expiration dates, installation fee or setup fee, first purchase discounts, free trial, and etc. These options would be a powerful tool to boost your business. And remember, all can be done in just a few clicks. As an online shop business owner, you may want to operate your billings, orders, and every commerce thing in one place. And StepPay also provides a centralized product management system on the portal. Next up, I'd like to introduce our e-commerce solutions called My Store. My Store provides a pre-built e-commerce pages and also a standalone website. So if you don't have a proper e-commerce website, then My Store is the right one for you. One of the popular parts of the My Store is that you can add e-commerce functionality to any web-based platform with a simple code, meaning you can change your normal online store into a subscription model. Let's move on to our most competitive advantage. This is the subscription manager. This feature allows customers to manage their own subscription setting from their own accounts, so that helps merchants don't have to do it manually for their customers. Of course, merchants can adjust what customer can do or can't do by their own service policy in their portal setting. The last feature I'd like to introduce is Step Cover, the failed billing recovery solution. If the payment fails, Step Cover sends an automatic alert message to users on their mobile devices with preset schedule, which helps merchants to receive 5 to 10% of their lost revenue. Through the button in the message, customers can make a payment or change their payment method within 3 seconds without any login process. Step A is a rapidly growing company. We have launched our service not long ago. However, we have partnered with many great companies such as Neighbor and Self Credit Intelligence. We are trusted by more than 100 clients in many business sectors. Thanks a lot for your time, and please reach out if you are further interested in our service. We'd be more pleased to work together. Thank you.
Thank you very much for taking your valuable time with here Hackathon program. And it was the Ms. Garamte, the manager of StepPay 3D Online. And I believe the StepPay solution is very useful and motivational model to all the participants in this hackathon program. Okay, then, and next let me introduce Mr. Minjun Kim, the CEO of LandCode 3D Online. So I'm going to check first whether he is here or not. Okay, we got it. Hi there. Can you hear me?
Hi, I am Minjun Kim, CEO of LandCode.
Okay, then please begin your presentation.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm very glad to introduce our company and solution to developers all around the world at this hackathon. And LandCode, our mission is to connect AI and humans through conversation. And we believe we can make powerful and awesome conversational AI together at this API hackathon. Integration and adaptation. These are two keywords of our solution. For integration, our conversational AI can understand and connect multiple data sources and create unified knowledge base. And that unified knowledge base is delivered to each user in a customized manner with personalization and automation technologies. As you can see below, if a user asks a question to our AI assistant, then the AI assistant extracts intent and entity from that question and searches knowledge base with that condition to find the best answer for that user's question. And the best answer is sent back to user as a chat message form. So if you have a question and if you have a document and contents for target, then you can have your own AI bot like this. As a conversational AI platform, our solution doesn't provide just a single and ad hoc chatbot. Rather, our solution provides convenient ways to train and manage multiple AI bots. So if you're a developer, then you can have your own virtual developer assistant. And if you're a marketer, then you have a virtual sales assistant. And if you're a manager, then you can create your own virtual managing assistants for your task managing. Our API usage process is also simple. First, you create your own AI chatbot with just a simple post request. And then you can upload documents or text to our AI chatbot with URL or text with request body. and then the uploaded documents and text is trained automatically within a few seconds. After that, you can submit a question and get AI bot answer through our API. So if you uploaded a user device manual, then you can ask a way to set up that device like this example below. Also, for your convenience, our API also manages chat history, so you can manage your chat sessions or message rows and any other history-related management in convenient API manner. Our solution supports various use cases as a total experience solution. So for employee experience innovation, you can create virtual employee assistant for question answering automation. And if you want to innovate customer experience, then you can create AI concierge service for personalized and automated customer service. We are cooperating with global enterprise clients and partners like below, such as Mercedes-Benz, KB Healthcare, BMW, Nike, Chanel, and so on. For your ideation, let me introduce our client success case. The first one is KB Healthcare. We cooperated with the client to create intuitive analysis and personalization experience with conversational AI. As a result, we achieved 40% of reduction in time from marketing strategy to real execution. Also, we cooperated with Ambition and Mercedes-Benz to automate DevOps question answering and chat integration. Our AI chatbot automatically learned knowledge base from the Q&A history of Rocket chat session and replied answer as if it was a participants in the group chat. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope we can make awesome and powerful conversational AI together at this API hackathon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minjun Kim, the CEO of LangCode. Okay, and thank you so much for letting me know about the LangCode system with the kind explanation and information. And now, let's meet Mr. Sang-Hoon Lim from HashScraper through the video clip.
Hello, we are HashScraper, the representative company of Global API Marketplace. It's nice to see you all in Hackathon. Before we start the introduction about the API service in detail, we will introduce HashScraper briefly. HashScraper specializes in the business of data collection and the state-of-the-art AI technology-based data analysis. Based on our technology, we are making a rich history from 2018 to the present. And this year, we've been ongoing various activities such as participating in the Global API Marketplace and ISO certification. We offer the following services: managed web crawling, Transpad, and HashLetter. First of all, managed web crawling is a global crawling platform that collects the data quickly, easily, and accurately over a specific time period through a crawling bot system. The next representative service of HashScraper is Transpad. Transpad is an AI social listening service that detects the collected data with specific keywords of the sentences and provide the amount of referring and sentiment analysis result of keyword in real time. Transpad provides various insights from data obtained in real time through dashboards. It is a useful tool to check public opinions and customer responses about keywords from the massive referring and sentiment analysis result update in real time. The significant technology applied to hash scrapers service drive the powerful synergy. There's no website we cannot collect the data. We can collect 24/7, and the accuracy of collection and analysis is nearly perfect to 100%. In addition, our technology supports more than 15 languages. Therefore, we are collecting data from any website around the world without any problems as follows. Recognize our technical skills in the AI industry. We have strong partners and clients such as Samsung Display, LG Electronics, Hyundai Card, Amore Pacific corporations. Now, we will talk about the API we provide. In the last hackathon, a participant who used Hash Scraper's API ranked in third. So we are also proud of the result. We would like to help you by providing API services this year as well. API is called Real-Time Twitter Scraping API. This API collects text data from Twitter posting in real time. Users can set the parameters such as keyword, collection time period, and the amount of data on API calls. You can collect posts derived from the search input. User can receive the following results: keywords, author's name, contents, likes, quote tweets, retweets, the date, and URL. API provides the data consisting of these columns for a specified time period, as many as you specify in detail. The result of API call is provided in JSON format. There are several cases for real-time social media data crawlers, including the API such as keyword-to-keyword comparison and measuring the marketing performance by referring amounts. The participants can also use the provided data as training data for machine learning model. The description of the above API has been completed. If you participate in hackathon through our API, our data experts and product owner will provide the mentoring. We are gonna do our best to give you not only technical advice, but also service advice. So, we wish you have an enjoyable and useful hackathon by using our API. Thank you for watching.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sang-Hoon Lim, for making this time more useful and valuable. And this has been Hash Scraper, real-time Twitter scraping API. And next, Ms. Hae-yeon Kwon, the CEO of Sentience. Let's meet her through the video clip.
Tend2Play empowers your team to test their ideas quickly. On average, 3,000 new Android apps were released via Google Play daily in 2021. If you include App Store, it will be much more. Since trends change quickly, you don't know if it will be a hit until it's released. Testing after the soft launch can increase the success rate by 130%. But if you design a test plan poorly or don't track or measure the test results, it will provide zero insight. Then how can you quickly adapt your product to trends and increase your success rate? Fast cycle to quickly test and update products will increase the success rate. First, Build a data-driven approach to learn user behavior. Second, test your hypothesis with data. See the result. Finally, if it works, apply it to your product. And fortunately, Tend2Play can help you with that. With Tend2Play, analyze and segment the users you want to target, set which item to offer at which place and time, and see the offer's performance and how the actions impact the product. Our technology has been recognized at global game conferences and even selected as one of the finalists at Pocket Gamer Mobile Game Awards Best Tools Provider. After a simple API integration together and structured user event data, you are ready to test and improve your product with segmentation and personalized offer feature. First, go to the tend2play.io website and you will see Go to Console button. After registration and login, you will see the Tend2Play console. Create a project and API key. This key will be used for your API calls. Tend2Play API consists of two classes, TP Stash Event and TP Personalized Offer. TP Stash Event collects user log data, such as joining, watching the ads, or making in-app purchases. You can see the list of event methods at docs.tend2play.io. TP Personalized Offer sends the analysis result to the individual user. You can generate your customized offer or use what Tend2Play AI automatically creates. You can get the return data with an API call. Tend2Play provides not only REST API, but also JavaScript SDK, Unity SDK, and Roblox SDK. We have Tend2Play community, and you can get support from us. Please join our Discord or visit the documentation page. Thank you very much, and good luck on the hackathon.
Thank you so much, Ms. Haeyeon Kwon, the CEO of Sentience. And we can know very well, thanks to your clear explanation, how Tend2Play works. And last but not least, let's meet one first through the last video clip.
Hello, we are One First. Today we'll introduce the contactless IoT door lock system for the post-coronavirus era. The name of the solution is Phone Pass, and it means passing through all doors in the world with one smartphone. The doors we use in our daily life are as follows: car, parking gate, first floor building, entrance door, elevator, office door, locker, safe. We are selling a system that allows you to access all these doors with a single smartphone. One First was certified as an excellent company in technology evaluation in 2022 and holds related patent as well. Currently, Phone Pass is sold overseas in 7 languages and supports English, Vietnamese, Spanish, Arabic, Chinese, Taiwanese. We developed IoT door lock for the first time and have been focusing on access control field for 10 years. Currently, we have various hardware and know-how related to entrance exit. Our company has 3 business areas: door lock, access control, and time and attendance management. I will explain the door lock business first. Hotel door locks can be operated unattended by installing door locks guest without network configuration. The guest will go straight to the room with the key received by text message and check-in, the door will open. Since customers do not go through the counter, the problem of customers flocking to the lobby can be solved. These are the hotels currently installing and operating door lock in Korea. In addition, this is an example of a door lock installed in an unmanned cafe. Customers can use the facilities using the QR code received after making a reservation. Second, I will explain the business on access control. When a resident approaches the common entrance on the first floor, such as an apartment or studio with a mobile phone, the door opens automatically. There is an advantage of using facilities contactless in the era of coronavirus. It has been installed in various places, recognized for its convenience. It is mainly installed in apartments, the National Police Agency, post offices, railroad corporation, 농협, hospitals, offices, etc. In addition, this is an unmanned tennis court that has been recently becoming active in Korea. Customers can make reservations online to use the facility, come to the tennis court, operate the ball machine with their phone and play tennis. Our access control is also used in gyms, convenience stores, cafes, villas, and reading rooms. Third, I will explain about the time and attendance management business. This is a time and attendance management system for you to manage arrivals at and departure from work with a smartphone. Its installation is simple because there is no need for separate internet and hundreds of workers can go to work at the same time without waiting in line. Thousands of workers use the time and attendance management system at many construction sites, and the head office can check the status of arrival and departure in real time. This is the end of presentation. Thank you for watching.
Thank you very much, One Forrest. And then thanks to all of your kind and very supportive explanation, I can see how many great API companies are participating in this Appetizer Hackathon program. And okay, then let me move on. Now we will spend some time to learn more about the participating teams who will participate in this Appetizer Hackathon 2022. We will invite team leaders from each team to give a short introduction of their team name, country, affiliation, the reason for participation, and also API that they would like to work on, and the resolution for the future in just 1 minute. So please be punctual due to our time constraint. So hopefully everyone's here online. Okay, first, I'm gonna introduce our first presenter, Source Calder from Singapore. Hi there. Wave your hands together. All right, I can see and hear your voice clearly. Welcome, welcome. Okay, how do you feel?
I'm feeling very excited for this hackathon.
All right, same here. So if you're ready, please begin.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Harold, and I'm the individual participant of group Source Coder. I am from Singapore, and I'm currently studying in Raffles Institution. I participated in this hackathon as I felt that the APIs provided for this hackathon are extremely interesting, with a lot of room for expansion and development. I also hope to improve my programming skills through developing more apps and hearing different innovative ideas by other participants. And I just want to have fun coding in this hackathon. My preferred API is JSON Motion Capture by Jobs, developed by Malacca Studio. And I hope to develop an app that is able to provide a tool for students to explore new and upcoming career options in light of the post-pandemic era. I would like to thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity to participate in this prestigious hackathon, and I'm looking forward to start working on my application. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please give him a big hand. I can feel your positive energy. Thank you so much. And move on next. And I'd like to invite the family Wang from Singapore. Hi there. Can you see me and hear my voice?
Yes, very clearly.
All right. I love your long and wavy hair. Looks so good on the
Thank
screen.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All
You look
right.
good.
Please begin your introduction.
Okay, so we are family one, and we are from Singapore. My name is Wang Zhuoran, and we're from Singapore University of Technology and Design. The reason why we participate in this hackathon is because we want to showcase our skills, and of course, this amazing opportunities to learn. And of course, the prize are great as well. So our preferred API would be faster API. So we want to build this app which to help people with their personalized fashion recommendation in this post-COVID era. That would be all. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for taking your valuable time. And I can feel your active and positive energy. And also, let me move on next to speaker, the Jensen Lim, the name of Vega Vault from Malaysia. All right, he's here in the space. Hi there. Hi there. Wave your hands to all of us. All right. Can you hear my voice? Would you please turn on your microphone? I cannot hear your voice right in this moment, but
Oh, hello. Can you hear me now?
all right, thank you. Please
Oh, sorry, I
begin.
unmute myself. Yeah, okay. So, hi everyone. This is Team Westwolf, and my name is Jensen Lim, a freelance developer from Malaysia. So, the reason why I participate in this hackathon is because I'm very passionate about innovation and technology, and I love to using what I have learned from different industry to brainstorm and solve the current social issue. In this hackathon, I'll be using the Eco Loop and StepPay API. And my goal in this hackathon is to build something that can really contribute to the world. And yeah, thank you.
All right, you have a really nice voice, I think. I can feel your deep passion. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
then, all right, I'm gonna move next. The next team is a Puli from Indonesia. So, hi there. Wave your hands to all of us. All right. Would you please turn on your mic? All right, I can hear your voice, so please begin.
Thank you. Hello everyone. I'm Lisa and two of my friends, Javanka and Nawal. We are from Ayapoli from Indonesia. Also, we are from same university, that is UPN Jakarta. Reason why we are applying for this hackathon is because this is our final year in college, so we want to make this year great. Also, this hackathon looks great. And our preferred API is Echo API, and our goal for this hackathon is giving everyone better work from our application. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I like your bright smile on the screen. Thank you. Our next team is Jadnice. Hopefully my pronunciation is correct. From Philippines. So hi there. Is that all right? Jadnice is correct?
Sadness.
Jadnice. Okay, thank you. Correcting me. Yes,
My
please.
name
Yes, please begin.
All right. My name is Kate Lakata, Program Manager of Team Sadness, and we are from the Philippines. Together with me are my teammates, Mr. Villaza, Mr. Crisostomo, and Mr. De Leon, who are all developers. I and my teammates are affiliated to University of the Philippines, Los Baños. Our preferred API is Langcode CXP. Of course, our determination is to share our creativity and innovation to the full world, especially in the field of research. Lastly, our goal is to win in this hackathon. That would be all. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks. Wish for your best and yes, good luck to you. And next presenter is the Cookie from the Indonesia. So, hi.
Hi.
All right. How do you feel?
I'm also very excited.
Right. Thanks. Oh, thank you for coming through the online. So please begin your introduction.
All right, thank you. So, hi everyone. Good afternoon from here. So my name is Fadila Syaba Zahra, or Zahra in short, and we are from Cookie team from Indonesia. Currently, I'm still the part of undergraduate student in Statistics Department, Pro November Institute of Technology. And actually, we signed up because every member of us has a passion for technology, and we have had a lot of discussions regarding the idea we have proposed, which is about combining technology and the environment. And also for this idea, we have designed to use the Usigned Electronic Signature API for digital document. Also, in accordance with the initial intention, we have high hopes for this idea to pass and will get consideration for later development because the urgency of caring for the environment is really needed. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again for your active participation to explanation. And next presenter is the Bruce Ketta from the Indonesia. Hi there. Wow. Where are you? Is that your room?
No, no, it's a virtual background.
All right. I love your the back screen and your smile as well. So please begin.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Zarfa and I represent the team Bruschetta from Indonesia. We are undergraduate university students from Institut Teknologi Bandung with a background in information system and technology. Our ambition and curiosity in the world of technology transcend our daily life by always trying to learn and gain a bit more and more experience every day. Appetizer Hackathon is an amazing opportunity for us to dive deeper, explore ideas, and implement our expertise in the project. Moreover, the topic of new normal in the post-COVID-19 era offers many opportunities for us to genuinely contribute to society, especially with our idea of creating an application to help SMEs with the help of StatPay and LangCode API. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was great. I wish for your fruitful result with this program. And our next presenter is Carbonara from the Indonesia. Hi there.
Hi.
Yeah, I can see and hear your voice clearly. So please begin.
Okay, hello, my name is Christian Wibisono and I'm from Indonesia. I'm currently working as a software engineer in a stealth startup. And I really want to join this competition, this hackathon, because I love building new product. I love to solve problems. And the preferred API for this hackathon is the PigeonPy, the DataB API. I'll use it for my application to develop natural language processing application. And I believe that, and I'm quite confident that my product will win this competition. Thank you.
Thank you so much for a kind introduction of your solution. And next company is Sansan Tech from Philippines. So I'm gonna call Jason Ho. Hi there.
Hi.
Hi,
Can you hear
Jason.
me?
All right. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
clearly.
I'm doing good.
All right. So please begin the introduction.
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Jason. I'm from Sansantec and I'm from the Philippines. I'm currently a student at Ateneo de Manila University, and we applied to this hackathon because we want to build great products, and we think we'll be able to do so a lot faster and a lot better with the help of the API companies and their mentorship. Our preferred API is the LangCode CXP API, and our determination and goal is to build a great product that will solve a problem for a lot of people, hopefully. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. I can feel your positive energy and passion on this introduction. And next, the name is the main course from the Singapore. So, hi there. Can you see me?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you seems like black man.
Okay.
All right. So please begin your presentation.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Joseph from main course. And I'm currently working as the software engineer in Singapore. The reason I joined this hackathon because I found the APIs that's provided in this hackathon is were very interesting, and I want to help by creating new products on top of these APIs, which I believe can help people. And yeah, I just like to build new products and try to like learning new things. And also for this hackathon, the API that I will mainly use is for the uSign document, and I hope that the product that I built can help for many people. And yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay. Also, I hope you can achieve the fruitful result and outcome with this program. Thank you. And then I'm gonna move next presenter. The next team is Snorlax from Indonesia. Hi there. We've got
Hi
somebody.
all.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being here. So please begin the presentation.
Okay, hi all. I'm Nicholas, the leader of Team Snorlax, and I joined this competition just by myself. I'm from Indonesia and currently working as a software engineer in a stealth startup. I'm proposing to build an app called e-commerce in this hackathon with hope that it will be useful to like prevent climate change caused by the emission produced by online shopping activities. I will use Ecoloop API as my main API, and hopefully that after this hackathon is finished, I will be able to increase the people's awareness that the increment of online shopping activities during pandemic are taking parts also on the climate change. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. I am also looking forward to seeing your best result with this appetizer hackathon. And let me move on next. Next team is the Matcha from Indonesia. Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, clearly.
Okay, okay, nice. Thank you. I'm from Team Matcha, and then I joined this competition just by myself actually. And I came from Indonesia right now, working in a tech company. I joined this competition to get a new experience. Actually, this is my first time joining a hackathon competition. So yeah. And also my goal is to increase the awareness of the danger of cybercrime, especially phishing. And the idea is to use the Langcode, PecanPy, and Twitter scraping API. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Grace. I really remember your goal and vision, the reason why you choose this program. Okay, and next team is Dessert from the Singapore. We're gonna move to the Singapore. Hi there.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes. So would you
Okay.
please begin?
Hi, I'm Michael Shane. I'm from Team Dessert, and we are a team of Indonesians that is currently residing in different places. With some of us is in Indonesia and some in Singapore. Three of us are university students at SIM Singapore, while the rest, including me, are currently having no affiliation as we are fresh graduates. And when we join API Appetizer, we want to take part in the worldwide restoration process post-pandemic, so-called the new normal era, with a skill that we are most confident in, that is technology. And how will we achieve this? After the pandemic, there is an increase of demands for remote jobs. However, together with this, there is also an increase in job offer scams from fraud companies. This is a problem that we saw and the problem that we want to solve. And to do so, as this hackathon has provided several APIs to choose from, we will be utilizing the API from Langcode CXP and uSign from KCS to build a platform where employers and employees can consult and verify their contracts and job offers. With our chosen API and extensive mentorship provided by the hackathon team, we hope that our aim to make digital contracts for remote work easier, safer, and most definitely credible can come true and will be useful in solving this apparent problem in this new normal era. That will be all.
All right, thank you very much for being here through the online. Okay, next presenter is, it might be Pei Kaitan from the SGB OLED from Singapore. Hi there.
Hi, the team leader is not available, so I'll be filling in. My name is Zainul. I'm from Team SG Boleh from Singapore. We are a group of students and recent graduates from Singapore Institute of Technology. We love to join hackathons. We join this hackathon to build APIs and tools to simplify business processes. Our preferred API is the real-time Twitter scraper API from HashScraper.
Okay, that's cool. Quite simple for introduction, but still nice. And let me move on next. Next to team is Little Ghost from Korea. So hi there. Hopefully she's here. All right. Wow,
Hi.
you've got so many books in your room.
No, it's the background.
All right. Okay, but still good though. Okay, if you're ready, please begin.
Hello everyone, my name is Min. I am a team leader from Little Ghost. We are a team of 4 students at Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, KAIST, Korea. We applied because we see this hackathon as a great opportunity to network with Korean companies and other participants, as well as to make use of the tools offered to build creative solutions for current business difficulties. The API we choose is the real-time Twitter scraping by HashScraper. Our goal is to develop Simplest. Simplest is a website that aims to empower anyone, anywhere in the world to collect and utilize text data from Twitter. With Simplest, users will discover the simplest way to scrape keyword-based posts on Twitter and get results with visualizations. Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving us clear introduction for your vision. And next to team is D2HD from Singapore.
Hello.
Hello.
Is my mic working?
All right. Please begin.
All right. Hi, my name is Alroy. I'm the team leader for D2HD, and we are a group of 5 students who are in SIM, UOW. We're from Singapore. So as a group of students hungry to learn, we want to explore API technologies, gain more experience in coding, learn and grow as developers, junior developers, and use this amazing opportunity to work with the several API companies and improve the lives of people with new technologies, as well as like show our skills and hone our skills. So our preferred API is Langcode and HashScraper. Our determination is to grant opportunities for small businesses and people to change their lives by having access to actual market research from a pool of real users. Basically, you input the data you want, you return user sentiment on the products that are having more impact, and small businesses can basically run with the information that they're given. Hopefully, we'll have the possibility to expand to different countries, allowing access to global trends. So that's what we want to do. We just want to give small businesses the ability to have more power that big businesses have with marketing, basically. At the end of the day, it's great to win, but mainly it's a great experience that I could have with a group of my friends, as well as learning more. Yeah.
All right, definitely. I believe that you will get and achieve best result with this appetizer hackathon. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, yes. And I'm gonna call next to presenter from the Power Fluff from the Singapore. Hi there.
Hello, everybody. My
All
name is
right.
Min.
Wow, you
Today I
look
have the-
pretty in the screen.
Oh, thank you so much.
Right.
So today I have the great pleasure of introducing to you guys our team, Powerpuff. Our team consists of 2 of us, me and Jared. Jared is a comp sci student from Nanyang Technology University. I'm an engineer student from National University of Singapore. Together, we hope to create Market.io. So as everybody know, the e-commerce industry has seen a huge growth following the pandemic. Thus, we want to create a platform that enable seller, manufacturer, and consumer alike to do market research. And as we all know, market research is actually a huge industry, and it's very expensive to conduct market research. So through our application, we hope to level the playing field to everybody who have as little capital as possible. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much once again for sharing your active and positive energy for all of us here. And next to team is Quick Work from Korea. Hi. Please wave your hands. Can you hear me?
Hi.
All right.
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Ramnath and I represent Quick Work. and we are quite excited to be part of this hackathon. We came here to participate in the KSGC 2022 program, which is a global startup program. And as part of our stay here, we have been like trying to understand the Korean culture and meeting business. And as part of this, I think our no-code integration platform is something which uses API very well. Some of the experts have mentioned where the API economy is heading, and we want to showcase our platform by utilizing these very good APIs which have been demonstrated. The one which we are focusing on is uSign, because I believe we can showcase a lot of industrial use cases using the signature app. And we believe that API is the future, and with a no-code platform, you open up a lot of possibilities to integrate and offer different services. So that is our goal, and good luck to everyone.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you so much for sharing your insightful message. And next to team is Ace from Singapore. Hi.
Hello.
Hi there.
My name is Edward, and I'm the team leader of our team ACE. We are all currently residing in Singapore, and we're all undergraduate students in University of Wollongong, SIM. The main reason why we applied is mainly due to our interest in the APIs and its features. And our preferred API is PhonePass by OneFirst and the StackPay API. Our main goal is to try our best in indulging through the APIs and their features, and also at the same time, just enjoy the overall experience of the event.
Is that all? All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking your great time. And next team is Echo ID from Indonesia. So, hi there. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, I can hear your voice.
All right. I got it. Please begin.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Ken Junanto, leader of Eco.id team. We are from Indonesia and we are students from Atmaja University Makassar. The reason we took part in this hackathon is that we want to participate in solving problems based on the theme given for the new normal era, where we choose the field of energy efficiency precisely on carbon emission. And we decided on the Ecoloop API to help us solve problem in this area. Our determination and goal to participate in this hackathon are that we want to be the first and make the idea we create can help solve the problem of carbon emission that undermine the stability of energy security in the world. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And let me move on. The next team is the coder from Malaysia.
Hi everyone, annyeonghaseyo. My name is
Thank
Francis.
you.
I'm from Team Coder. I'm a coder from Malaysia. So in work, the most problem that I face is like we are not able to understand or wrongly interpret another party's problems. Especially with the badly formed message that they send. So when I see that there's a API copy CAN API, which is something that I felt that if we utilize this API well, we can reduce a lot of miscommunication in work, especially in communication and text messaging, which is very common and important tools nowadays in this post-COVID period. Thank you.
Okay, wish for your best result. And next team is JIT from Cambodia.
Hello, everyone.
Hi there.
My name is
my
Kevin.
God, you got beard, mustache, or all right.
I wish.
Yeah.
This is what I wish for.
All right, you look awesome. So please begin.
Thank you. All right. So my name is Kevin from Team JIT. We're all university students from Girium Institute of Technology and Cambodia Academy of Art, Digital Technology. Also, we wanted to participate in this hackathon because it's our last year before we graduate. We want to create a good memory and have fun, while at the same time build something in order to help our society and progress further in our economy. And finally, we want to choose our preferred API is the pass phone by, I couldn't remember the company name, but PhonePass. Yes, PhonePass API. Thank you.
But still, it's really good for your good looking and your great presentation. Thank you so much. And next, I'm gonna move to the Codex developer from Indonesia. Hi there.
Hi, can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Ismet from Codec Developer. I'm from Indonesia. Thank you for the opportunity in APPETIZER Hackathon Korea. My reason is that many academic in making a final report, such as a thesis, require a reference in the requires like a book. But the price of a book is expensive. So we got the idea to create a web-based application where in the application we provide books for free and can be used as a reference. In the provision of books, of course, requires an adjustment between the authors and us. So we use the USIKE signature APIs for digital document to cite this agreement. We believe that many researchers need free digital book that can be accessed anywhere. Sorry for my poor English. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Really appreciate for your detailed introduction. Okay, and next presenter is from Flying Fishy in Malaysia. Hi there.
Hey.
Yes.
First of all, I would like to apologize for my awkward behavior because I'm not feeling well right now. As you can hear, my voice is a bit lost. Okay, so I'm Kok Fei from Team Flying Fish. I'm from Malaysia, currently studying in University Malaysia Sabah. So the reason that I want to join this hackathon is because I'm interested to see different kind of solution and ideas, brilliant ideas from other teams. For me, I think it's always fun to learn and see something new. And my preferred API is DataB Pick and Pie API. I have to build an app where it will be effortless for students, teachers, customer service agents to check for the mistakes in their English sentences and improve their English language proficiency at the same time. That's all from me. Thank you.
All right, with your presentation, I can see your bright future, like your background picture. Okay, and then let me.
Hello.
All right. Yeah, you're ready here. Yeah,
Yes, hello.
you definitely the solo.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hi,
right. Please
so-
begin.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chu Huang from Singapore. So I'm currently studying in Infocom and Media Engineering at Nanyang Polytechnic. My reason is I love programming. I like to explore, experiment codes. Also, it's my hobby. I like to appreciate Hackathon for this great opportunity and to be able to use with these amazing APIs. The preferred API I have chosen is PCAN-P API. My goal is to make something unique and very visual software application that can be solved daily life, and also to enjoy this experience. Thank you, everyone. All the best.
All right, thank you. Please show us best and amazing result. And next is Bineka from Indonesia. I'm not sure my pronunciation is correct or not, but hi there.
Hello, can you hear me? Check, check.
Does my pronunciation is correct?
Can you hear me? Test, test.
All right. So would you please begin?
My name is Samuel Manurung. I am team leader from Bineka. And I am application developer in Metrodata. And I am from Indonesia. My reason for joining hackathon is I want to learn and complete business ideas with others and get new experience. My team want to use Scraper API to get a lot raw data that comes from tweets of many people. By using sentiment analysis and neural language processing, we can get score of our product. The company can take actions such as conducting the research so as to reduce the impact of future losses. This can support sales profit after the product is released. Thank you.
Thank you so much for preparation for this presentation time. And next is I'd like to invite Chirpal from Singapore. Hi, hello.
Yep. Hi, everyone. My name is Sean, team leader of Team Chirpal from Singapore. So we are a group of computer science students from the National University of Singapore, and we are all passionate about solving problems using technology. And we look forward to learning and implementing our ideas in the field of APIs. So our preferred API is HashScraper, and we plan to implement a Twitter web scraper to provide small companies with market insights based on social media sentiments. And we just hope that we can learn as much as we can and deliver a useful product. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thanks to your clear voice and pronunciation, I can understand very well. Right, I'm gonna move on to next to company, next to team. The agency is quite special name from Singapore. Hi there, how are you?
I'm fine. Hello. I'm Kim Ajusi and my name is Sijie, Chan Sijie. I'm from Singapore and I'm from Temasek Poly. My reason for application is because I decided to want to try around and play around with the naval APIs. And looking at all the APIs, my preferred API is the PCAMP because it can help check the English sentence for grammatical issues. And I'm interested in making API, make it useful, especially for translating web novels.
All right, well done. Thank you so much for your kind and active presentation. Okay, and as you see, times is very fast and flying. So the introduction of 28 teams, participating team, has already ended this introduction. Listening to your active and detailed introduction for your vision, I could feel how great teams and members are participating in this APPETIZER Hackathon program 2022. So now there are only 2 teams left here. Okay, from now on, I'd like to invite the team is welcome Journey from Malaysia. Please welcome.
Hi, I'm Hrisan of Team Journey, and I'm from Malaysia. Specifically, I want to participate in this hackathon as I value having a diverse learning community, so we can all learn from each other. With regards to the APIs, I've chosen the PCAMP English Checker API, the Hash Scraper Twitter API, and the Ecoloop API. With that, I'm keen to explore the intersection between digital innovation and finance to better understand the world. Not only will I have a great opportunity to better grasp the technical concepts, I believe the networking and APIs exploration elements will also strengthen my ability to uncover creativity inside out. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And once again, thank you so much showing us your bright smile and explanation. And last but not least, I'd like to welcome Nul E from the Philippines. Please welcome.
Hi, this is Nali. I'm Flor. I am a computer science student from the Philippines. I participate in this hackathon to learn more about new technologies and explore new areas in this field. I chose the PCAMP API and Steppy to create a solution to a problem that I personally and other people have encountered. This is Nali. Thank you so much.
Okay, it's very clear and quick introduction. All right, so far we will conclude our fun and valuable participating team introduction session. Thank you so much. And I'd like to give them a big round of applause once again. Okay, and before we say goodbye to you, from now on, this is very important session left here. Please allow me to give brief information about the future hackathon programs for about 10 minutes. So please take a close look at the screen. I will give you a brief overview of the main hackathon program schedules. First, all participating teams should complete to select the final API and apply for mentoring by next Monday. Once this process is finished, you will receive an API key to utilize a prototype development from API company. In the second week of November, your team will join online mentoring session with an API company you applied for and presentation evaluation to select 8 finalists for the final presentation competition will be scheduled for the 4th week of November. Regarding the details of this mentoring schedule will be guided again. Next slide. After the end of today's orientation, all participating team must select the final API to use in prototype development by this Friday, October 24th, 5 p.m. Korea Standard Time. The API you will use should be finalized and sent through the email or WhatsApp of our secretariat. For your reference, you can use multiple APIs in the prototype development. Based on the final API you selected, you can apply for online mentoring with API company through the Appetizer Hackathon homepage by Monday, October 24th at 5 p.m. Korea Standard Time. It's optional, not mandatory, but mentoring with one company per team is a principle. If you want mentoring with API company additionally, please contact us, our Secretariat of Appetizer Hackathon 2022 through the email or WhatsApp. Then we will help you to moderate the schedule. Next slide. As I said previously, let me introduce on how to apply for online mentoring, which we'll schedule for next Monday, October 24th. If you access the Hackathon's official webpage, click the mentoring schedule and you can check the available date of the 10 API companies in the second week of November. And if you click apply for mentoring, you can check available time spot of your preferred API company. So please keep in mind that mentoring application with API company is valid based on your final API selection. Next slide. After click apply for mentoring at the available time with your preferred API company, please fill in the required information to complete your application. If you wish to change or cancel mentoring schedule, please contact us, our Secretariat of Appetizer Hackathon 2022 through the email or WhatsApp. The final mentoring schedule will be announced on Tuesday, November 1st, Korean Standard Time, in notice of this official homepage. Next. The presenter video evaluation to select 8 finalists for the final presentation competition will be conducted through the 2 days from November 23rd to 24th. All participating teams should upload presentation video for approximately 10 minutes, presentation material, and prototype executive file or source file on Google Drive provided by our Secretariat. The announcement of the final 8 selected teams will be contacted individually on Friday, November 25th. Okay, and then the final online presentation, which will mark the hackathon's finale, is scheduled on Wednesday, November 30th. Only the top 8 teams who received the excellent and great score in the presentation video evaluation will proceed to the online real-time final presentation also and should make the 10-minute live presentation and 5-minute Q&A session online. After final presentation and final evaluation, award ceremony is being followed. Among 8 finalists, 1 team of a grand prize, 2 teams of first runner-up, and 5 teams of second runner-up will be decided. A grand prize of about $5,000 will be awarded to the champion of the hackathon program. A prize of about $3,000 will be awarded to 2 first runner-ups. And next, a prize of about $1,000 will be awarded to 5 second runner-ups. A prize of about $500 will be given to all participating teams who did not win any award. But in order to get the participation prize, please remind that you must attend the final presentations and award ceremony to the end. Next and final slide. At last, I would like to introduce another surprising vlog event. Please create your memorable vlog about your prototype development process and upload it on the Google Drive provided by our secretariat. Through a review process, 3 teams will receive various gifts of Apple brand. So we look forward to for your participation actively for this event. For your information, all prize will be sent after all the completion of the hackathon in December. And lastly, the details are also posted in the notice of our hackathon homepage. So if you have any inquiries about that, please contact us, our Secretariat of Appetizer Hackathon 2022 by email or WhatsApp. Okay. Last but not least, we're going to have some special time to commemorate and commemorate this beautiful moment. We would like to keep this event in our beautiful memory by taking group photo all together, as today is the very first day of our long journey, this hackathon. So for participants online, please turn on your camera and directly, please look at the screen with your huge and big smile. You ready? And also, I'd like to appreciate if all the participants on site to come forward, center of the stage all together. We're gonna take a group photo with this beautiful and memorable moment with our online participants through the home and abroad. I can still see your bright smile and energy. Please come forward and stand in line, center of the stage. So when I say 1, 2, 3, please strike fighting pose using your right hands. You ready? You got it? Okay, then it seems we are all ready. Okay. We are setting the camera for the perfect picture, all of us. All right, we're gonna make various poses all together. So first pose is striking fighting pose using your right arms. Okay, 1, 2, 3, fighting. Fighting. Online participants, let's make a fighting pose all together. All right, it's really beautiful and wonderful. Okay. Okay, we're gonna change our pose like little heart shape. It's quite famous and familiar with everyone. So please show us your positive and bright energy for 6 weeks long journey through the Appetizer Hackathon program. 3, 2, 1, big smile. All right. Well done, director. All right, thank you. Okay, perfect. Would you please be back to your seat once again? Thank you so much, online participants. Thank you. You know what? I feel like one of the participants in this Appetizer Hackathon program, so I feel like excited and a little bit nervous and very happy to meet you all. Okay. So all sessions of a Hectic Appetizer Hackathon 2022 orientation and web seminar are now completed here. So please utilize various APIs for the next 6 weeks to develop a great prototype. And we hope you will get amazing and wonderful result with this program. So thank you for joining us here for a long time. This has been Rala, and thank you. Wish for everyone's good luck. Thank you.